Okay.
You're on air.
Okay. Welcome to Our Life in Books, where we talk about our lives, books, and everything in between. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Samantha, and we're cousins.
Yay!
We've got a little bit of a different setup, so we just cheersed over 2 MacBooks.
That was terrifying.
Feel stressed.
Ugh. Never do that again.
Right?
Or next time we're going to cheers around the
side. This week we are drinking tea from Tea Cellar. It's in Cedar Falls, Iowa. They have
local to us.
Yeah, it's so cute. They actually just recently got a new place, Tea Cellar on Main. And this is Farmer's Market Kettle Corn. Now, I want to say the smell is very strong, but the taste is so good.
It's so good. It's even got like little pieces of kettle corn in the tea.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
It's so good.
So have you gone there yet since they opened the new
No,
location?
I haven't seen the new location, but I've been following their Facebook, and
I've been
so
following
cute.
the Instagram because they've got pictures of all the new stuff. They've got windows because they're street level now.
And they have like cute little mugs, and they have restrooms that they didn't have before.
Yeah, I was reading all the like exciting things.
Yeah, but it's still like the same vibe, which I really like, because that's one of the things we really liked about that place.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go in there.
Yes, we really need to. So yeah, if you guys are in Iowa, you should check it out. It's really, really
the whole
cute.
Downtown Cedar Falls is super cute.
It is.
But so what are you reading?
Oh, I am starting An Anonymous Girl. It's the contemporary pick that I picked for January. I haven't really gotten too far into it. I just finished a book last night, but I know you've read it and you really liked it.
A little bit last week.
Yes, and
week.
whatever week that
I
was.
know we talked about it.
I'm a little nervous about doing back-to-back thrillers because I don't think I've ever done that before. So I'm like, oh, but the way this book is laid out, it just sounds so good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about the girl who, because it's about the girl who goes to the psychological study instead of another girl. So
yes,
I'm really excited. Oh, gosh darn, was that me?
me?
Oh my God,
Sorry.
yes, it wasn't me this time. What is up? What is up?
Yeah, so she goes to that study
and you finish this.
Yeah, and like things just get way more personal than she expected because she sits down at this computer and it's in like a room. There's nobody else in there. There's just this one desk and this one computer, and she sits down and there's questions that come up, and as she's typing, like the questions change based on her answers, so she gets the feeling that someone's watching. And it just kind of gets creepier, and you also get the perspective of the doctor running the study, but you don't know anything about the doctor. Like, you don't know if it's male or female, and you don't know much about them. Yeah. So it's just, it's really good.
I cannot wait to read it. I just finished You, so I mean, thrillers back to back. I'm turning into You. What are you reading this week?
Okay, so I wanted to tell you about my reading weekend.
She rage read all weekend, and I did not.
I finished Unmarriageable, which was so good. I finished that Friday night, and then I started The Birds, the Bees, and You and Me.
I love that title. It's so cute.
And that's by Olivia Heinbach. That actually came out Tuesday this week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that was one of my new releases this week. But so I read that on Saturday, all the way through, and then I started All Is Fair by D. Garrettson. So that's my current read.
What's that about?
It's a historical fiction set during World War II. Don't make that face. I think you would like this.
I think one of our listeners, Nick, would really like it too, probably.
It's about a girl. Oh gosh, what is her name? I think they call her Mina for short. I think it's Thomasina.
Oh, I like that though.
But so they call her Mina, and she is at her boarding school, and she gets a letter from her dad. And her dad he was a spy. And so since she was little, like, he's taught her about
okay, I'm back interested now.
Coding and how to code messages.
Oh, I love that.
And so she gets this letter, and it doesn't make sense. And she's like, why would he send me this? Like, none of the stuff in the letter makes sense. And then she realizes it's a code. And so she deciphers it, and it's telling her to come back home, that he needs help on a special assignment. And so she goes back home, and it kind of unfolds from there. But so that's where I'm at right now. And the other like little twisty thing that you're not really sure what's going on. She's got an older brother and sister, and the older brother was in the war, and he is MIA. No one knows what happened to him. He's gone. And so then her sister is also back home for a while because her husband, I believe, was killed in the war.
Oh.
And so, yeah, so she's back home. She doesn't know what happened to her brother. She's got this mission from her dad, but she doesn't really have any idea what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really good so far.
It sounds so good.
Yeah,
I want to read it now.
Historical fiction. Maybe you can read this for your historical fiction pick.
Okay, maybe I might have to because it sounds really interesting.
It is, but
I can't remember it off the top of my head. All the books. Yeah, you mentioned that Unmarriageable came out this week. And so did The Birds, the Bees, and You and Me.
Unmarriageable came out, that was this week. Oh my
God. I thought it was
this
week, right?
So long.
We had like snow days. It's all messed up.
It is. So Unmarriageable is by Sonia Kamal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Pride and Prejudice retelling.
Yes, I need to get to that.
In Pakistan.
Yeah.
And modern day.
Oh, it's modern day. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. Like you realize, number one, how similar our cultures are, really, but then also how different they are.
Yeah.
It's just really, it's interesting because like I said, you get the different culture, but it's so good. It follows the classic storyline and
it's adorable. I can't wait.
Yeah, I loved it. So other new releases this week.
I saw your Circle of Shadows box opening. Sky. Yes, it's so cute.
And I put it, so we talked about our different like reading challenges. So I've got Beat the Backlist, and then we're doing our reading challenge.
Yes.
And then on my little spreadsheet, I added a new column for like new releases that are coming out that I have to read this year. Like capital letters. So that's on my list. I don't know when I'll get to it because January and February and March are pretty full right now. So I'll get to it, but.
And let's see, what else is on the new release list? The Wartime Sisters, and I'm mistaken, by Linda Cohen Loggeman.
Yeah.
And I mistakenly was, one of our viewers asked for sister books, and I was like, oh, could this count? And you're like, oh, no, this could not count.
No, so this one is another historical fiction set during World War II. I don't know much about it, but I know it obviously has to do with sisters. This one is different than the one we were talking about before, though.
Oh, it is? Yeah. Okay, so it's a different sister one.
Yeah, so this one is about estranged sisters, I think, who kind of like get back together during the wartime. And,
that sounds neat.
Yeah, so that's that one.
And then
like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the story, but
yeah, what other new releases are there?
So I found this one. It's called Ship of Smoke and Steel by Django Wexler.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantasy, and the cover just had me like, I need to read this. Like, I don't even care what it's about. I know it's about a fantasy.
What's the cover look like?
But the cover is like a girl, and she's standing there all fierce, and there's like smoke and stuff in the background, and it just looked really, really good.
You're like, yes, I'm in.
Like, I don't even care what it's about. I think it said something about pirates, possibly.
Ooh.
Which
another one, yeah, exactly.
And then the last one is The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. She wrote...
That's a name.
Shoot. Brass. Oh, no.
I was like,
why did I not have this ready? I am so sorry. It's not Kingdom of Brass. It's something of Brass. Because this one's Kingdom of Copper.
Oh.
Anyway, it came out last year, and everyone fell in love with that. I haven't got to read it yet, but I heard it's, like, so good.
And so this is the second one that's already come out?
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy.
You know what? I looked this up earlier today because I was going to have this ready, and I failed.
You fail.
I failed. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I don't know it.
I can't remember all the things. The City of Brass.
Oh, okay. The City of Brass.
And I believe, so this is a fantasy / historical fiction, and I believe there's gins in it. Is this the one? And it sounds really good. Like I said, fantasy historical fiction. And I heard it's amazing.
I still don't know what a gin is, but I'll have to Google it after this.
I'm so sorry. I am not any help tonight. I can't think of anything.
Oh.
So those are the new releases. Yay.
Nice. Well, next I want to talk about Kindle Unlimited books. I want to have a little section for those girls and guys and non-binary lovies that have Kindle Unlimited or are interested in Kindle Unlimited. It is $10 a month. And they have a whole list. You just realize that they have Harry Potter. They have Lord of the Rings. Yes. They have a lot of old classic books on there as well that are really popular and nice to read. I
had no idea. Like,
yeah,
I guess I always thought it was mostly indie authors.
Mm-hmm. But it's kind of the in thing to do, especially if you have a series, to do the first one of the series to get people into it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then have like them progress in price after that. So I picked "I Am Watching You" by Teresa Discroll. Discol. There we go. Haha. I picked this one because one, it's on like the most popular new releases or whatnot, and you have this book.
I downloaded it. So
yes,
I think I talked about it last week.
Yes,
if
you did,
have
but I can't
Amazon
remember.
Prime, you can download one of their like editors' picks for free.
I missed this one,
and so this one was.
I think it was December's because I missed it. Yeah.
So I downloaded it. I haven't got to read it yet.
Yeah.
But
so right now on Kindle Unlimited, you can listen to it for free, or you can read it for free, and then you can also listen to it for free. So I think they just added this new feature where some Kindle Unlimited books, you can also listen to the audiobook for free.
That would be awesome.
Isn't that awesome? I feel like my mom would love that. All she does is listen to audiobooks. So I thought that was really cool. So I picked that one. And that one is about...
It's a thriller, I believe.
Yes, it's a thriller, and it's about this woman who sees these young men flirting with these young girls, and she has a weird sense, a motherly sense, but she doesn't act on it. She has that gut feeling and doesn't act on it. And then the next day she sees that one of the girls has gone missing, and now she's getting threatening letters, and she's trying to figure out like what's going on. So the anniversary comes back of one of the girls missing, and it turns out that the other girl that didn't go missing is hiding something and knows more than she's saying. And so it sounded really good. I immediately checked it out because you can check out up to 10 books on Kindle Unlimited. So I checked it out because I was like, that sounds amazing. I'm going to have to listen to that one. And then I added another one that's kind of a romancy paranormal book. It's called The Vampire Next Door by Garnell Wallace. It's a new release. And the author sent me the book to review. I'm halfway through it. It's different. I'm not used to reading such a graphic. Oh. It's more it's violent and sexually graphic. Oh, okay. And it's very adult. Yes, it's an adult book, not a young adult, not a new adult, an adult book. Okay. Trigger warnings. But it's interesting so far. Let me think. It is about authors of books, but one is a vampire and one is not, and they just basically like each other's work, and then they run into each other. They have this like set up date to meet each other, and she realizes that he's not normal, and he's a vampire, and he's supposed to kill her because she doesn't know, but she has secret powers. So it's both of them liking each other's work as authors, but then also like there's a separate like
frenemy.
Frenemy, and there's a whole separate world going on besides the real world that they're in. So it's very interesting. Yeah. I've never read his work before, but I'm in the middle of it, and I keep coming back to it. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, sounds interesting.
Yeah, and that's all on Kindle Unlimited too. So there you go. So do you want to talk about the list? Do you want me to talk about the listener recommendations?
Yes, because you talk to a lot of people who actually listen to our podcast.
Yes, so a lot of them come from where I work or friends or forced.
We also talk a lot in the Facebook group too.
Yes, we do. So, and I recognize more names just because I know them in real life. But this was sent to me through text actually from my friend Maddie. If I Run series. And I was like, she's like, you haven't heard of it? And she's been reading it. And I was like, it's by Terry Blackstock. Have you heard of that person? And the series sounds so good.
Gonna open this link.
It says Casey's DNA is all over the crime scene. There's no use talking to police. She has to flee, but she knows she didn't do it. And then the crime gets given to this detective, and the detective can't figure out all this evidence points to this girl, but it doesn't make any sense. So she's on the run. And the detective is trying to basically figure out what's going on and who did this.
Oh, sounds really good.
Yeah, and there's 4 books in the series. Yeah, there's 4 books in.
Oh, I thought it was 3.
3. Oh, 3 books in the series. Sorry, good call. Yeah, so it's If I Run, If I'm Found, If I Live. So I thought that sounded really good. I put it on my TBR list, so everyone go do that as well. And then, yeah, I don't know. I read the synopsis and I was like, yes, I need to read this. And then the other one that I think you own
Yes.
is recommended by a listener, Justine, The Woman in the Window.
Yes. Who is the author on that one?
A.J. Finn.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't remember a whole lot about this either. But I know I got it in Book of the Month Club box.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and tell our listeners what Book of the Month is in case we haven't.
So Book of the Month.
Because I think some of our listeners were actually interested in joining it.
Yeah, so it's a monthly subscription. They have a whole team of readers that picks out like 5 of the best books that came out for the month. And so your subscription, I believe it's $15 a month, and you get to pick one of those 5 for them to send to you. And then if, say, you actually see more than one that you like, you can pick more than one, but it's an additional $9.99 for each book. So it's really great. I subscribed for quite a while, and then I was like, okay, I have to stop this because I'm not reading any of these.
Yeah,
like,
you're not having time to. Yeah.
But so this was one of the picks. It's a thriller, mystery, all that great stuff that I love.
And I was just kind of reading the synopsis, and I marked this to my want to reads.
Yeah.
About a woman who lives alone, a recluse, and she has neighbors moved across the street. She likes to spy on her neighbors, and a family moves in, and she sees shocking secrets, and it sounds really good.
So
it kind of reminds me of keep going. I'll think of it. It reminds me of something.
I was telling you before the podcast how this book is sitting on the shelf in our spare bedroom where my youngest sleeps because they have bunk beds, but they can't sleep together because they would never sleep.
Nope, they like to chit chat.
So he sleeps in that room, and we had to turn the book around because he was scared of just the title.
Because it says The Woman in the Window, and it has blinds, and there's blinds
all he could
facing.
see of the book was just the spine.
Oh.
So it's just the title that freaks him out. But like he's also, the way his bed is, he faces a window. So I'm
he's
sure it
I don't want to wake up with a woman in a window.
So we had to turn that book around so it didn't scare him anymore.
Yeah, so there's kind of 2 thrillers to read. And if you have any recommendations for us and you want us to talk about a book or read a book, let us know on any of our social medias or email us, or the Our Life in Book Facebook group is a good place.
Join the group.
Yeah, it's really fun to talk to everybody.
And we've been doing some of those.
Oh my gosh, those fun things. What
are they?
What do you
want to call it? Like a book name generator?
Yeah, like name generators of like your title of your book, or like
where it uses like your birth month and your birth date.
And then we can all just laugh about them. They're really fun.
They are fun.
So I want to do more of those. So those are like some things like I don't really participate a lot in the other book groups except for when they do that. And I'm like, I want to fill this out.
Yes, exactly. Like, I'm just curious. What would my book title be?
Exactly. Well, we do a live stream before this podcast. As long as, sometimes we live in Iowa, so the weather sucks. So sometimes we do it on Tuesdays, sometimes on Wednesdays. So we usually do a mailbag opening. So if you guys are interested in that, just look out, turn on our notifications on Instagram, both of our Bookstagrams and the Our Life in Books one.
Yep. And the Facebook group.
Yes, and the Facebook group. And so this we opened Owl Crate and Novel Yours.
Yes. So we actually went live 3 different places.
Yeah, that was it's like when you go into a dressing room and there's like multiple mirrors, that's what it felt like. I was like, I don't want to look at any of them, but also which one do I look at? I
just
kept doing the panning thing like I used to do when I was like doing a speech and not like really paying it, like not zoning in on all of them, just being like, this is overwhelming, because we did have multiple people in each thing, so I kept trying to like shout them out
with the chats and stuff.
Yeah, I can do the shout outs because you couldn't read. She didn't have her glasses. You had your glasses on.
I did.
You need an updated prescription.
Really do. I can go in April.
I'm the blind one.
Listen.
So Owl Crate's January theme was
artifacts,
magical artifacts, and then Novel Yours was the Grishaverse box.
Yes. Oh my god.
It was both of them were amazing.
So good.
I'm so happy with them.
So, favorite items.
Oh no, I can't. We should pick different ones than the ones we picked. So
I can't. It's so hard.
So I guess if you don't know what Owl Crate is, do you want to explain that?
Yeah. So Owl Crate. Oh my goodness. Is a monthly subscription box for YA books. So you get a YA book, and then I don't remember how many they usually do. It's like 4 bookish goodies.
Yeah, 4 to 5. depending on like how big they are.
Yeah, and it ranges from anything from like tea or coffee to wall tapestries and pillow covers,
candles, and I lost my train of thought. Mugs.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. But so it's always a YA book, and it's always a new release. So it's a book that either came out that month, the previous month, or the next month.
And you don't have to worry about like, unless you get like pre-orders or book arcs like we do, you don't have to worry about already owning it, which is really nice.
Right. And then so one of the new things that they're doing is every cover is exclusive to Owlcrate. So they change up the original cover just a little bit. Something's a little different, but usually they're really amazing.
Yes.
And then they're all signed.
Yes, which is so neat. And then you get a note from the author.
Right. Yep,
and I feel like it's very like personal that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
Right. Yeah, so it's been my favorite subscription box. Like, it's the one that, like, I tried to unsubscribe, and then I was like, I can't. I've been subscribed for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
because I can't stop.
And it's based out of Canada. So it's like more of like the North America version. And there's Fairy Loot across the way, which is an amazing box if you live over in the UK.
Yeah, Fairy Loot was great. The only thing was we had to pay for shipping.
Have to pay, and they have to pay for shipping for Owlcrate, which, you know, it just kind of stinks. But I would say Owlcrate and Fairy Loot, they're both non-sponsored, but they're very good. If you keep up with the themes, they announce them, they give spoilers, so then you can kind of choose which one you want to get if you can't afford to get it every month.
They both have waiting lists.
Oh.
So, like, if you're interested, get on the waiting list, and then you can decide if you want to subscribe that month.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they're both non-sponsored, but if you're interested in sponsoring us, either of you guys, I mean, we would definitely take it.
True.
And then the box, the Novelly Yours Grishaverse box. I've never gotten a Novelly Yours box before.
So, I was trying to think
Novelly Yours. I'm saying
right,
it really
Novelly Yours. So, I was thinking about this before. I think her monthly boxes are something she's doing new, because previously she did a theme, and you would get 4 mini candles based on the theme. So I got a couple of those before.
I think I might have gotten them too, because I feel like I've gotten a candle box before.
Well, you got like Wick and Fable before.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Novelly Yours used to do a monthly theme of just like mini candles. But now, so we got 1 full-size candle, 1, I don't know different candle sizes.
Nope.
But we got like 2 minis and then 2
mediums. Yeah, I would say 1 large, 2 mediums, and 2 minis.
Yeah, and then also a sticker, a magnet, 2 enamel pins.
Yeah, and a bunch, like 2 bookmarks and 2 wood marks.
And then a double-sided print.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So much stuff.
And it's all themed towards the box theme, which is amazing. So you're gonna love everything if you love the box theme. And then the box is so pretty.
The box was even decorated.
Yeah, so it's like a little keepsake too.
Right. And she puts the box inside a box.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get ruined by all
the shipping.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that's another non-spawn, but it's something we really enjoy. So
it's amazing.
Everything
was great. I love the enamel pins.
Yeah. We're currently waiting on 2 more enamel pins coming from Alchemy and Ink. So hopefully you guys get to see those soon.
And those ones are Grishaverse.
Yes, also. we have a problem. It's called Grishaverse.
And you haven't even read it yet.
I haven't. But I already love it. I love the author, so.
Right. It's just everything about that world is just, I just want to live there.
Yeah, and I'm also worried that once I start and I'm done, I'm going to like have the worst book hangover of my life.
Like
it's going to be like Harry Potter.
It's one of the universes where everyone always, they say, what book universe would you want to be in? And of course, it's always like Harry Potter, obviously. Also, obviously, like the Shire. But then Grishaverse.
Yeah.
I'm like, take me there, please.
I would like to live there. So what were your favorite pieces? I would say for Owlcrate, well, we're gonna pick different ones than we did on a live stream, and I think you can still see the live stream in the Facebook group. Yeah, even after it's expired from Instagram. So you can go visit this after you've seen this, even know what year it is. But I like the Harry Potter socks.
The socks were pretty great.
They have the Deathly Hallows on them.
What did I even pick?
You picked the sword?
Oh, that's right. So my other favorite, I really liked the pouch, the zipper pouch.
Yes, that's so
I
cute.
love those. I use them constantly.
Yes, so do I. They come in so handy, and then
Mhm.
they're so cute. So they're, and I also remember, I remember you were carrying one when we were at Target, and the girl like was like, "Oh my God, I love that!" And it's such a conversation starter too
It is.
between other fellow book nerds.
Yes. So
What
that was-
about the novel yours? That was
Oh
from
my
Owl
gosh.
Crate.
Right. So novel yours. What did I pick before?
I picked the coffee
enamel
candle.
pin.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pick.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
pick one of the enamel pins too. Probably the same one that you picked, the crow
The
one.
crow.
What does it say?
No mourners, no funerals.
Yeah.
That's if you like once you like deep dive into the series, a lot of people got tattoos, and
No
that was the
way.
tattoo that a lot of people got.
Oh,
is
that's
the crow.
cool.
Yeah, and or the no mourners, no.
Yeah.
No
Did you have a
funerals.
favorite candle? Smell?
The coffee one.
Yeah.
The coffee one
I
was
like
great.
the boy
Also,
one too.
The fox one, the first one that we
Yeah,
opened.
that one's really good. I still, okay, there was this one. It was like
It was the dark
darkling. It was something like darkness and stuff like that. And it smells like something that we both know.
It has just like this tiny hint of something. But
That
what?
it's familiar. That's like
But
one of
what
those
is it?
scents that you're like, oh, that's familiar.
Mhm.
So we're going to have to, maybe we can reach out to other people who got the
Yeah.
box and see what they think.
What did it smell like?
What is this? It smells really good, but what is this? And then you got a couple books sent to you.
Oh my God, I got so many books.
Couple is an exaggeration, and she does you do box openings, you do mail openings.
Yeah, I do
on
book
Sundays.
mail on Sundays.
So check her out.
Sundays I sit down and take my pictures, but before I take pictures, I open everything. So listen, this is the year I decided to get really organized, and I started a spreadsheet. So it's my book tracker. So like once I open them, then I check them in on my book tracker spreadsheet, and then I take a picture, and then I mark that the picture's taken, so it's ready to be posted. Like it's intense. But yeah, so that's what I do on Sundays. I open all of them. So check it out on Sunday.
Yeah.
You want to see all the books I got?
I usually do that, and then she always at the end. I like when she lines them all up.
Yeah.
So I can see all of them.
I didn't do that a couple times, and then I got in trouble.
Yep, by me. Because I was like, I texted her. I was like, where's the finished one? I need to see all of them together.
I'm so sorry.
So our newest segment
Yes.
that Elizabeth put in, Book World News.
Book World News.
I was told not to look at any of her notes, so
Yes.
this is going to be a surprise for me.
It's a little bit of a story. You might have heard about it, the original.
Okay.
So, okay,
I'm ready.
let me open my.
Blow my mind.
I mean, I don't know if it's that exciting. Okay, so did you hear about? Oh no, what's his first name? Pence. This is gonna be really embarrassing. Pence.
Mike Pence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So his wife and daughter wrote a book together.
Oh.
The daughter wrote the book, the wife illustrated, and it's called Marlon Bundo's Day in the Life of the Vice President. And Pence is famously not tolerant of people that aren't just like him.
Oh, okay, yep.
Okay. So the book is about their bunny, Marlon Bundo.
Mm-hmm.
And so I haven't ever read the book. I don't know what it goes into, but I don't know if it says anything problematic in that book.
Yeah.
But John Oliver saw this book, and he and his team came up with like a retaliation book, kind of.
Oh, okay.
So their book is called A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, and it's about a boy bunny that falls in love with another boy bunny. And so that was like their thing, right? So this book ended up selling way better than the original.
No way.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure like we're running out of copies. Like it was insane. Okay, so this all happened. Let's see, that book came out in March of last year. So this all happened kind of, almost a year ago.
Yeah.
So just recently, this story came out.
Oh no.
So Karen Pence, Mike Pence's wife, started working at a Christian school
Mm-hmm.
where they have a rule. They do not hire LGBTQ staff, and they don't allow any students. Though, like, anybody identifying with that or anything like that is not welcome in their school.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the people at the Trevor Project decided to send 100 copies of A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo to their school. Which I was like, it's just this nice round story. Like, Karen Pence illustrated this book. then they made the like satire book.
Yeah.
And then that book gets sent back to her. Like,
Oh my
it's kind
gosh.
of really great. But I just got a little bit of a chuckle. I'm really curious what their reaction is gonna be when they open this box.
I can't believe they're making that school like that.
Okay, I understand it's privately funded.
Oh.
But still, how is that allowed? I just don't.
Yeah, I don't understand how
Also,
people can do that.
I hate people, but I love what they're doing. So,
love who's doing
the Trevor Project.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm so sorry. I better clarify.
Well, my thing is, when I think about that, it's like you're only hurting those kids.
Right.
They're gonna live and they're gonna think in a bubble, and they're not gonna know anything else that's out there, and that's so upsetting to me. Go Trevor Project. Go. I think they have where you can donate to it. We can leave links down the description.
Yeah, and they they talked to an alumni of that school who said that like Pence and all the stuff that they stand for. It's a living example of that intolerance, both in policy and rhetoric, are harmful to the mental wellness and development of LGBTQ students who are desperately looking for ways to fit in. Like, because this, I believe it's a man, went to this school and he is part of the LGBTQ community, and like, how terrible would that feel to go to a school that says you're not even welcome there?
Yeah, and to have to hide yourself,
right,
and live in fear until you can get out of there.
Yeah,
that's just,
so.
Ugh.
So they sent the 100 books, but then they also included a note. It says it's a heartfelt note that encourages the school's leaders to accept LGBTQ young people. So I don't know how they could see anything but love from this.
Yeah. They're acting like why are you trying to punish people? I don't understand.
Right.
I will never understand it.
So anyway, that was my interesting story
that's
that
deep.
I found. Right.
Mine is not that deep, guys.
It is deep, but I kind of, like I said, I love what the Trevor Project is doing.
Yeah, that's funny. I also kind of want to read that book that they made.
I really want to read that book. I want to get it for my kids.
You should. You should get it for the boys. Okay, yeah, get it so we can see it. Mine's a little, my book world stuff is a little different. So actually, a listener, we were kind of talking about BookCon the past episode, right?
Yeah.
And so a listener, Tim, sent me this. It's not a BookCon, but it's what do you call it? Like a book festival.
Okay.
And it says Stephen King and other top authors headed to Minneapolis for a new book festival.
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Get excited. It's the first link. And I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Loft.
What?
Yeah.
It already happened?
No, it's going to happen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's Loft, Minnesota's largest celebration of readers. I hit the back button. Readers, writers, and great books. So
how do we go?
Oh, just get ready. Get ready.
Okay.
So then this was sent to me at 4:30.
Oh no.
And so I'm like wrapping up for the day, and I'm like, oh, I'm going in a hole. I'm gonna go deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, well,
Down
this makes me
hole.
think, like, we just made an executive decision that we're gonna focus on the podcast and our blogs and not go to BookCon or BEA this year. So in my notes, I went nuts, and I found this really neat link on Book Riot where it says I love Book Riot. They found a book event in every state in the United States.
No.
So you can go to your state, and I'll leave it in the link description. Go to your state and see what book thing is going on. It's not the big ones, it's the small ones. It's the small ones where you're going to be able to meet people.
Right.
So the one that they posted about in Iowa is Icon. It's September and October, Iowa's longest running science fiction and fantasy convention with a focus on books.
Excuse me, what?
Right? So I was like, Elizabeth's going to love this. This sounds amazing. Let's go.
Please? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's iowa-icon.com. And I haven't really got to read about it because, remember, I went crazy.
Yeah.
But I really want to go. It's in Cedar Rapids.
Oh my god, that's not that far away.
Yeah,
from
November
I'm a little bit nervous.
1st.
Is this old?
Oh, sorry, that's the old link that they have.
Okay.
Just go to iowa-icon.com. Yeah,
that scared me because I was like,
old.
it says 2017's Icon is over, and look forward to 2018. I was like, but wait.
Wait a second. So it's November 1st to 3rd in 2019 in the Marriott in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Isn't that exciting?
Okay, what? I need a new link.
So then I was like thinking, I'm like, okay, well, what else? Like, we could go to Illinois. Illinois has Young Adult Literature Conference, an annual gathering of educators, authors, and fans who love sharing best and newest young adult literature.
Okay.
Right? So I was like, we could go to that. Some of the authors are Nicola Yoon, Adam Silvera, Sarah Shepard.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I knew you were going to see.
What are the dates for this?
I love that I found something Elizabeth didn't know about. It's the 14th annual one. Let me see if I can find the date. It is in Lisle, Illinois, from 8 to 4, November 4th. Saturday, November 4th.
Time out.
Yes.
The link that I clicked, is this the current one? 14th annual. Olivia Blackburn is going to be there?
Yes, that's the. Sorry, I had to lean over
we have to go.
I told you, isn't this so exciting? So it's bookright.com. It'll be down in the description. So you can I thought, some people are from Connecticut, some people are from other places, so they can go find book places and they can tell us about them.
We need to make a list in a calendar because we want to go to North Iowa Book Bash also.
Exactly. They also have one for Minnesota. They also have Once Upon a Book in Michigan. They have 4th Street Fantasy in Minnesota. The best conversation for a block brings together people who love fantasy fiction, a place for writers, editors, and readers. Michigan is Once Upon a Book, and it's August, an author signing followed by a ball.
Get out.
We need to go to these. And also, listeners that aren't from the Midwest, or if you are, and just kind of tell us if you're going to go to these, or if you have other small ones that you go to. I just am so interested about all these book fairs. But
well, yeah, because I don't know.
How many years ago, it was like a book con was the only one we could find.
Well, it's the only one in the area. And these have been going on forever, so I don't know if that's just not getting great internet.
I think they didn't have any maybe marketability.
Something.
I think it was word of mouth probably. So yeah, I found the site.
Ellie Blake.
I'm so excited. We have to try to make Ellie Blake.
Is that an author that
Yes. Yes.
She's gonna be there.
Sorry, I'm looking at that.
I'm so sorry. I'm just really excited.
I know. I'm so glad that I found something that you haven't. So excited. So yeah, I am really excited. I think we're going to try to hit up some of these because I feel like they're smaller. They're more manageable. Sure. Which one? The one in Illinois?
Yeah.
And then the one in Iowa, I mean, hey, why not? It's in Cedar Rapids. That's nothing. We can drive there. So yeah, so that's I went a little nuts. I found all these places. I'm very excited. So I think we're gonna have to talk after this and kind of get our wits together, and then maybe we'll do a podcast about all the book things we're gonna go to this year.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
We need to rent a bus, a giant van, and just all the book nerds that want to come
with us. Join us.
You guys would come, right?
Right?
You wouldn't think it was weird?
Come with us, guys. Come on. Switching, yeah, right? Isn't that so exciting? So switching gears really quick. Yes. I get emails about free books that sometimes are coming out, and so I wanted to shout out these 2 that I got.
Okay.
One is Queen of Someday by Sherry D. Thicklin.
All right.
And I clicked on it because I loved the cover. Ooh,
what's the cover?
The cover is a girl laying on white, looks like snow, and it says Queen of Someday. And this is kind of when I'm not really used to reading. It says, before she can become the greatest empress in history, 15-year-old Sophia must learn how to survive social climbing, mother's request to put her on the throne of Russia at any cost.
So tell me you looked at the genres for this.
Yes, historical fiction. Oh. I know. That's why I grabbed it. I was like, girl, it sounds really good. It's about her,
so it was free where? Where?
On Amazon. Sorry, it's free on Amazon right now. Okay. Yeah, it's on Kindle Unlimited, but it's also a free Kindle book. You can just go buy it right now. Everyone go buy it right now. And then I saw that one, and then there was this other one that I was like, ooh, Elizabeth's going to like this one. So I downloaded it. It had a dragon on the cover.
Oh, my God.
It's a Journey of Fire and Night, the Endless War series by D.K. Holmberg. A warrior.
Free right now?
Yes, it's free right now. Go at it on your phone.
That's going to happen.
A warrior who cannot die, a water seeker who wants only to save her people in an endless war that obscures a threat greater than either have faced before. and it has a dragon, and it has, like, fire, and I was like, it kind of reminded me a little bit of, like, The Hobbit, and,
not that I need more books to read, because, like I said, I'm, like,
but I was
booked
like,
up,
it's free. It's free right now.
It'll
Get
be
in
on my phone.
exactly, and whenever you want to read it, whenever you think, ooh, I really want like a dragon book, ooh, I really want a historical fiction book about a young girl trying to, survive in Russia. There you go. There's some books. I wanted to throw that out there because I saw them, and you're welcome.
Atlanta.
So I just threw a bunch of book stuff at everybody, and I'm really sorry, but
I need to go breathe for a bit.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the book events and festivals.
Yes.
I think that I was like kind of upset about BEA and BookCon, but then today has just made up for it because we can go to like so many more.
Yeah. Oh my God. How did you find the Book Riot link?
So so Tim sent me the one about the Stephen King one. He's like, I thought you'd really like this. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And it just made me think, I was like, oh, I wonder like if there's any other ones up there around that time. So I just Googled it. I said Midwest books, and then the first one was Book Riot had just posted the thing, go to your state to see that. So I clicked that, and then I'm thinking, okay, let's just type in Midwest book things, and then all these started popping up, and I was like, oh my goodness, we need to go to these.
I'm only kind of joking about renting a van. Like, you know how cool that would be?
It'd be so cool to like show up with a bunch of like a entourage.
A group of us. Then we wouldn't be so intimidated like we were at North Iowa Book Bash.
Yeah, we still need to tell that story. Maybe next episode we'll tell the North Iowa Book Bash story. It's pretty funny. Yeah, definitely. At least the Cedar Rapids one, like definitely doable for people who can't drive that far.
I can't believe there's one in Cedar Rapids.
Right?
I didn't know about it.
No idea.
It's right down the road.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Okay.
Well, I guess I want to tell my mom happy birthday.
Yay,
it's my mom's birthday today. I won't tell you how old she is because I don't know. I mean, she doesn't care. She's a freaking rock star. Right. She's gonna come up and visit soon.
Ageless queen.
She is. She's gonna let me dye her hair soon.
No.
That'll be fun.
Oh my God, can I be there?
Yes.
I want to be there for this.
So yeah, happy birthday, Mom. Hope you're having a better day. I mean, it's been snowing, so.
Happy birthday,
Flavio.
Vine references. I'm so sorry.
We love Vine around here. That could be another thing. We love Vine. We watch Vines all the time, even old ones that are obscure and not popular.
They're all old. Vine doesn't exist anymore.
I love Vine. Vine will come back.
So that's what, I think it was yesterday when I got home from work, that's what my children were doing, was watching Vines.
Yeah, it's so fun. We all just sometimes just sit around and watch Vines for hours. And then quote them all the time. Yes. Happy birthday, Flavio.
Happy birthday, Flavio. I love it.
I do too. So I finally finished a book.
Woo!
I finished You.
By Caroline Kepnes?
Yes, by Caroline Kepnes. And I was texting Elizabeth nonstop last night because I couldn't stop reading it. And I kept like yelling things at her.
But I was sleeping, so I didn't see it till this morning.
She has like that sleep mode on.
Yeah.
So that's why I was yelling at her. I knew she wouldn't wake up. And I can't remember what I said to you now, but I was freaking out. I was like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? What did I scream at you?
Because the end, like...
Yeah, I was like...
Because the last thing I heard from you was that you were at the part where they were going on the trip.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Time out really quick. If you haven't read You or watched You on Netflix, spoiler alert, I'll make sure to put down in the show notes where you can skip ahead to so you don't spoil it because I do want to talk about... I have things I need to talk to Elizabeth about. I've been holding it all in.
So Beck and Peach decide to go on a little like vacation,
yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. And is Peach... Did they switch the characters in the Netflix show from Peach to Lynn? I'm pretty sure.
Who's Lynn?
Lynn is the girl from Pretty Little Liars.
No, that's Peach.
Is that Peach?
Yeah.
I thought her name was Lynn.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, they were just heading there, and you're like, oh, stuff's gonna get real. Stuff's gonna get real. I was like, oh no, oh no, no,
yeah,
no, no, no.
Like, that's where I'm at, and I was like, oh boy.
You're
it's
gonna
a good thing you put
out.
down the book to pick it back up later, because you're not gonna want to put it back down.
Yeah, I was like, this is insane.
It was a little off the rails.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's like he loses his... Like, not that he hasn't already lost his freaking mind, but he loses it even more. Like, yeah, you just got into a car accident. You're definitely not going to be noticeable at all.
Right.
Like, what?
And then he's in the house. In the house.
Yeah, like listening to them.
I'm like, what are you doing? How are you going to explain this?
Yeah.
How can you explain this away? Because you can't.
Well, he can't explain anything. And then, so I was like, I said, oh my, OMG, why would he keep... Oh, so then he, like, is murdering people. Like, he justifies it. He justifies murdering people for this girl. When really, it's just, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you could just, like, the whole... It sucks because, like, I've never read a... Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I've never read a book from the killer's point of view.
Yeah.
And so it kept tripping me up because I kept rooting for him even though I knew he was the bad guy.
That is the messed up part of this book is you find yourself rooting for him. And I think part of it is because none of the characters are really that likable.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
You don't really like anyone, but then also he kind of makes sense with some of the stuff he says about Beck and, like, why it's so easy to stalk her because her stuff is everywhere.
And she wants to be stalked,
yeah,
he thinks. She wants to be
noticed. This is
noticed.
from his perspective.
Yes,
you can
so,
also
like,
kind of see it in the character. Like, you can tell she wants to be noticed by people.
Yeah,
she wants to be seen.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's seeing her, but
not in a good way.
That's how she wants to be seen.
No, that's definitely not. And we're not trying to victim shame at all. It's hard.
No.
It's hard because you are hearing one side. So of course we're like, why are you leaving your windows open? Why are you telling everybody where you're at all the time? Like, they even tell you that. Like, if I'm out at a restaurant, I take a picture and I post it later. Like, I don't post it right then and there because then people know where you're at. Like, those are just etiquette 101s of what not to do.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing you brought up was when we first started watching the show, and it was I had her name there for a second. Now it's gone.
Do you want
Pretty Little Liars?
Shay Mitchell.
Yes, Shay Mitchell. When I found out she was playing Peach, I was like, well, that doesn't sound anything like the Peach in the book.
Yeah.
But then you brought up and you're like, well, but it's from his point of view. And he thinks Peach is, like, disgusting and terrible.
So even though she's pretty and normal, he thinks.
Right. So in my head, she was not attractive at all.
Exactly.
And then it's Shay Mitchell, and I was like, she's super attractive.
Yeah.
So you're wrong.
Exactly. And so we're reading this, but we're reading it from his point of view. So how much can we even believe? That's the most frustrating thing. So, like, yeah, she leaves her windows open. But is she really leaving her windows open all the time like that? Is she really doing all those things? Or is he peeping in the window?
Or is he, like, making some of this stuff up,
Exactly. Because sometimes he talks about, oh, I bet you're doing this, or I know you're doing this, but he's not even by her.
Right.
So it's like, it's like you believe it, but then you, like, you have to take everything with a grain of salt because
especially at the end,
nuts.
You kind of have to be like, okay, now I have to take a step back. Like, what do I believe of everything I just read?
Exactly.
What?
Another thing, like, and so, like, Beck likes him because obviously, like, he knows how to charm. He knows everything about her.
He's charming and he's attractive.
Yes, and he knows how to be. He knows everything about her already, so he can be like, "Oh my God, I love that too. Oh my God, I love this too. Oh my God, I thought you would really like this." And of course, she's gonna like it because he's a stalker. And he has this box of stuff of hers.
Oh God!
Because and that's what I kept screaming. I was like, he has this shoebox. You know, I think some of us, I mean, I definitely did when I was in high school and elementary school. I had a box of my old ex-boyfriend stuff. Well, he has a box of her, like, mementos he's stolen from her house and kept. Like, one was a tampon that was used, and it's in a box. And instead of, like, getting rid of it because he has the girl, he's like, oh, I can't get rid of that. That's, like, my memento box to you. And I'm like, but
that's what serial killers do.
Exactly. But I was like, you have the girl. So obviously there's something, you have some issues. And she finds the box. And he's like, yeah. And then
I forgot so many details.
Yeah. And so then he was like, she's like trying to, like, he thinks she's being unrational. But she's like, no, you have a box. Like, it'd be different if you have a box of, like, our first date tickets. But it's, like, stuff that's disgusting. Like a used tampon. Or, like, my drink that I didn't finish that you weren't even supposed to know about because you were stalking me.
Yeah.
So it's, like, it's all this stuff. And it just, like, blows my mind that he's, like, thinking that this is okay. And I honestly didn't see the ending at all. I did not see the ending at all. Because how can he get away with all this stuff?
I know.
What?
But if I remember right, this also isn't the first time he's done something like this.
The entire time he referenced his ex, and he even tells her about his ex and how, like, she broke his heart or whatever. And it seems like as soon as you're going to leave him, he immediately thinks of you as an ex. And once he kills you, you are an ex, and you left, and he's always going to love you and think about you, but you're gone and you're not here anymore, so he has to move on.
And so there's a sequel.
Yeah, because at the end of the book, a girl comes in and he likes her, and what he says in the book is, well, you're gone and she's here, so I like her, and I'm gonna date her and marry her.
And isn't she, if I remember it, like she lives somewhere else? Like he's gonna.
Yeah, she lives in California. Well,
Okay,
she's like, when he first meets her, she comes in and she uses a stolen credit card, but and then she comes in and she talks about books and she loves books, so she's a little unhinged as well.
Okay, well,
she seems a little.
Beck,
maybe? Oh, Beck was, but I think
again, this is all from his perspective.
Exactly.
So are these girls
unhinged? I mean, this girl definitely did use a stolen credit card because the cops call.
Right.
But like,
so she steals,
but maybe she has to, because Beck had to go and like be with her father. She told everyone her father was dead when really he's not. He's just a POS, and she didn't want to deal with him anymore. But I read the synopsis. It's true. I read the synopsis for the next one, and he goes with, I think he calls her Amy. That's not her real name, I don't think. I think that's like her name. And he goes with her, and he's like wants to be with her. Who knows if she wants to be with him?
Right.
But his past is catching up with him.
Okay.
So I'm really
I hope he gets caught.
I was so mad. I was like, how can all these people get murdered and no one's like thinking it's foul play? Like, I just don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
And he says he's doing it all for someone else, and it's like, that doesn't make any sense. You're nuts.
Nobody asked you to do this.
No. But the thing that bothered me the most was when he killed her. He thought he killed her, and he cries, and he's so upset, and he wants her to come back. She comes back and tries to fight him, and he's like, nope, you're done. You're dead to me. And then he was like, you left, so now I have to move on. Excuse me? The girl you've been fawning over this entire book is just gone like that, and now you want to move on. And she's gone. It's her fault she's gone.
But she didn't want him anymore, right? So, like...
Right?
He's done with her.
And the reason was because he said it was the most romantic thing ever in his entire life. I want to understand what more that book owner did to him.
Yeah.
Because he locked him in the cage, which is like downstairs. I want to know what else he did to him to make him so messed up, because he did something to that kid. And
I wonder if she's ever going to do like a prequel so we can find out not only what happened to him as a kid, but also like his ex.
Yeah, because he told a little bit. He said that like they were dating, and the brother kept getting in the way, so he got rid of the brother, and then, but it doesn't say in detail, and then he says how he killed her in detail, because he killed her on a beach just like he killed Peach. He held her underwater.
So, another thing that I think would be interesting, although I don't know that I'd want to read a whole book, but I think it'd be really interesting to have Beck's perspective of everything that happened.
I think so, just like a little 0.5.
Did she get, like, the feeling that he was a little off? Or was she always charmed by him until, like, she started seeing the weird stuff, like the box and whatever? Like, what point did she feel the
and also, like, towards the end, so, like, he knocks her out because she finds that box, and she wakes up in a cell, and she's, like, still trying to, like, win him over, so he's like, okay, you have to take a test, because he finds her emails with her therapist, and that she's seeing on the side. I think she has, like, a sex addiction, and he's like making her take this test, and then he's like, okay, let's read books together, because we've never read these certain books. Let's read them together. So they sit there and read them, and he says it's the most romantic part of his life. And then he looks at the books and realizes that she was just skipping pages, and she wasn't actually reading. She was just faking it all. And that's when he decides that she ruined the most romantic part of his life, or something like that. And it's like,
romantic. You have someone locked up, man.
I want to hear her perspective during that whole thing, because that whole thing, she doesn't hardly beg, and she doesn't hardly cry like everyone else has done. She plays the part, and she's like, you know what I mean? So I want to hear her side, because I feel like, I'm just very confused. You don't know what is real about this entire series.
Right. Which, I don't know. I'm assuming I had that thought, but I don't remember really thinking that much about it. Just thinking, like, how crazy it was. But I didn't really think, like, hey, this is all his perspective. How much of this is true, and how much of it is just, like,
we just believe it because it's being told to us, but it could all be not true. Like, what? Yeah.
Like, did she even show interest in him?
Yeah, or was it he just like a casual hookup and a guy to do things for her? Like, because he'd always be like, oh, you wore that because of me.
Yeah.
Well, one, if she's a sex addict, then she's gonna love attention and do things, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's very confusing. So I really want to know more. I hope that she does like a 0.5 book or like, you know, a Beck's perspective, even if it's like a short story.
Right.
And I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I know some people we heard that didn't really like the second one, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of time.
That's kind of what I thought too. I was like, I don't want to read it back to back because I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah, because I think we've done that with a couple things where we read the first one and we love it, but I think you have to give yourself a little bit of a time to process.
Yeah, yeah.
And then go into the second one. Because right now, I'm like, let's get this guy. He makes me so angry. Like, he's getting away with all of this stuff, and it's not fair because he doesn't deserve to do that. Right. I mean, I understand maybe something happened in your childhood, but you don't deserve to do that.
No. And this is all why, like, the actor, Penn Badgley, is like, hey.
Yeah. So explain that. No, explain
over...
that. People on Twitter are obsessing over him and his character in You on the Netflix show.
They're, like, acting like they want to date Joe, and he's like, this is not okay.
Caroline Kepnes wrote this guy as a bad thing the guy shouldn't do. Yeah, like a warning to young women. Okay. Yeah, and young men.
Don't be okay with this.
Yeah.
If people do this to you, get far away from them.
Yeah, like it's not okay for someone to stalk you and know everything about you. Like, yeah, we live in the social media. It's really easy to look up someone online. And that's one thing. But to like know where they live and to find their address and to find their friends and to know what their family looks like without actually meeting their family is it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well,
I guess we didn't.
Her phone too. So
yeah,
I mean,
he steals her phone. He knows, and then of course, like she does. Well, one, lock your phones, people. Put a lock on it. Thumbprint. Put a code on it. For the love of God, that is like everything of your life in it. And if someone gets that,
I know anyone that doesn't lock their phone.
Oh, I've met people that don't lock their phone. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I know anyone.
Well, I work in IT, so so yeah, definitely do that. I don't know, just be aware of your surroundings. It sucks. It sucks in this day and age, but every single person has to.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're trying to teach you. But we've watched one episode of You because we're kind of waiting for me to finish it. So I hope we can start watching it to see, because I know that the child, more spoilers, the child isn't in the books at all.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I was like.
So now I'm wondering if the child is even real.
Well, yeah, and
now I'm guessing.
curious if like they're doing this in the show to kind of make him more human.
And I also think they're probably trying to fill up more space.
Yeah.
But also, I'm wondering now. I'm like second guessing everything in the show. Is the child real? What is real? Because it's like I second guess.
What is life?
Yeah, I second guess everything in the book, and now I'm second guessing everything in the show. So it's a really good book and a really good. I think it's already a really good series. I think. Didn't Penn Badgley have a little bit of issue? Like, didn't he say it was hard to get into character? Or he didn't.
So.
He didn't like the person he had to be in character.
Right.
Like the things he did, it made him uncomfortable, and that's how he knew he was portraying the character right.
But then he was also saying a lot of things like that we were saying that like you find yourself rooting for him, and then you have to take a step back and be like, what am I doing?
I did that in the book a lot. And even in the show, I'm like, oh yeah, but she is doing stuff stupid. But guess what? It's her life, you crazy person. You don't need to like be there. And like, and again, we don't even know if she's actually doing those wrong things. Just
because you are sharing your life on social media or whatever is not an invitation for anyone to look in your
absolutely not.
And, like, it's not an invitation for anything.
God, people,
really.
Shut your windows. Get curtains. Like, I've done that since I was little. I don't like the dark and the unknown. So just, ugh.
The second it's dark outside, every window in our house
is shut. Yeah, same. Like, and maybe she didn't think about it. Maybe she felt safe. And, like, sometimes it sucks that we have to just do those kind of things. Yeah. It really does suck. Yeah. So that's my rant on You. Spoiler back up. Future Samantha.
So yeah, if you guys have read it, if you watched the show, what are your thoughts?
Yes,
do you agree with us? Disagree?
Yes, and if you haven't read You, or you haven't watched the show, if you're more of a show watcher than a reader, watch the show and reach out to us and let us know what you think. Let us know what you think is real and what's not real.
We're going to be trying to watch it. The plan was to watch it after
together
the podcast.
But we've been doing we've done longer, it was requested by some viewers to do longer live shows before the podcast. So, it kind of gets into the night. Maybe we should just like have a weekend binge. But then the thing is when we get together, we kind of talk too much.
Yeah, we do. That's true.
So maybe
and the only reason we don't talk when we're watching you is because we eat.
Yep, because there's something for our mouths to do. Well, I was thinking that maybe we should do, so when we were younger, we used to watch a show at the same time and then talk about it. So I was thinking maybe we should just start doing that.
Yeah, we should do that.
We
maybe
should just
like a certain night every week.
and we'll watch an episode and then we'll FaceTime and talk about it. And then we can like maybe talk about it.
Because, do you remember what show we used to do that with a lot?
Dawson's Creek. It was
no,
but wasn't it two
Saturday.
shows? It was Gilmore Girls and Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, but like every Saturday or Sunday, or maybe it was both, Dawson's Creek had 2 episodes.
Yes.
And so we'd watch them and then
we'd talk to each other afterwards. But they like played, like, it wasn't like nowadays. They played one episode and then it would be a different show and you have to wait till the next day for the next episode. So it was really good. So maybe we should start doing that.
True. That's a good idea.
And then Elizabeth and I, we're late to this game. We're late to this game.
Yep.
We have a Reddit addiction. Reddit is awesome.
It's a problem.
Like,
I mean,
it's no longer let's scroll Instagram, let's scroll Facebook, let's scroll Twitter. Let's get on Instagram and send each other funny things. Reddit. Sorry. Let's get on Reddit. Oh, there's so many good things. So, like, I want to talk about this just because a lot of people have subreddits, and I didn't know if people wanted, like, I know we post funny things in the Facebook group, but there's a lot of funny book things on Reddit.
I feel like I'm still super new to Reddit. Like,
well, I know how to create a subreddit.
Okay, because I've commented on like 1 or 2 things, but otherwise I'm just a scroller, lurker.
Yeah, there's so the thing is, we could create a subreddit, and then people can just post funny things that they find in Reddit on there, like, and just call it a repost, and so we could just find a bunch of book things, and then I think it's a place where people can talk about the podcast too, just like the book group. I don't know. We can look into it, but I'm just addicted to Reddit, so it'll give me another excuse to be on there.
It's a problem.
I just love it. We watch funny videos. We watch look at grammatical errors. What's a Choosing Beggars. Choosing Beggars.
It's my favorite subreddit.
Oh my gosh. It's a bunch of text messages about people who are trying to get stuff for free out of people. It's like, insane. At a
ridiculous discount, and then they feel like they're owed this discount for no reason. And like, you just have to be like, what? Are people really like this?
Right? That's I watch public freakouts, and I think, like, are people really like this? Like, this one guy complained because the cheese on his McDonald's cheeseburger wasn't melted enough, and I said, dude, it's McDonald's. Like,
it's not real cheese.
Exactly.
It doesn't melt very well.
I was like, it's McDonald's. You get what you get.
Just go home and take a blow dryer to it or something.
Or just eat it, because it's not going to be very good for your body. No. So, I don't know. I just really like Reddit. So, you guys, if anyone's on Reddit, you should add us as friends. Because right now I have...
Yeah, do that, because I don't know how to do that.
I don't either. So. Yeah, we don't know how to do that. I have one friend, and it's Elizabeth.
Or send us your screen names. Or we can have a thread in our Facebook group too.
Oh,
where we all put, like, our names.
Definitely. And I'll look into creating a subreddit just for us to post funny things on the Reddit site too, for people who just like to scroll through there. Because who knows? There might be a lot of people who scroll through Reddit that we haven't connected with yet.
Been doing it for years. And
they can teach us. Please teach us the Reddit. So I guess we should get to
our topic.
Yeah, contemporary books.
So, we've mentioned we're doing a reading challenge this year.
Yes.
So this year.
Our Life in Books Reading Challenge 2019.
Whoop, whoop.
2019.
So, we've got the graphic posted, I think, on every social media.
Yes.
So go find that if you want to look ahead. But January's theme is contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
So all we're asking is that you read a contemporary book. And you can...
What is contemporary? Okay. I've gotten that question asked me a lot. And to be completely honest, I had to figure it out before from Elizabeth. So
contemporary is a book set in now.
Yes.
Like now. Like it's not
like
happening.
You would be an example of a contemporary.
Right. It's not
happening
in the 1950s. It's not happening in the future. It's now. Like it doesn't have to be 2018 specifically, but like
just generally now. Like You is a contemporary thriller. There's contemporary romances. Those all count.
Right. Yeah, we're making this pretty broad.
Yes.
Any kind of contemporary that you can find that you want to read counts.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We mentioned some earlier. Unmarriageable by Sonia Kamal.
Yep. That and The Birds, the Bees, and You and Me were both my contemporary picks because I realized I was reading 2 this month. So I was like,
Because she's
hey.
nuts. Hi, welcome to my life. And we also jotted down some other contemporaries that...
Yeah, some of our favorites that we thought maybe you guys would like.
Yeah, some of our favorites,
if you're
definitely.
having trouble coming up with a contemporary.
Yeah. First, I'm going to talk about the ones that our listeners have already talked about in the Facebook group, just so that we have more variety in there. A post viewer named Leah is Driftless by David Rhodes. And I'd never heard of this, had you?
No.
I like the cover a lot.
It's pretty.
It is just a contemporary fiction. Setting in Wisconsin, so Midwest. Love that.
Okay.
Dairy farm, wicked scheme, to go against the milk company. So I love the Midwest feel. That's cute. And so, that was one of them.
So it says, it's an unforgettable story that evokes a small-town America previously unmapped and the damaged Denzians who must make their way through it.
That sounds so
really
good.
Interesting.
And then...
and I believe she said she liked that one.
Yeah, she said she enjoyed it. And then another viewer, Hannah, just got done reading The Proposal by Jasmine Gilroy.
Yes, which we've talked about.
Yes, we did. I love the cover. It's so cute. Me either. Do you want to say what it's about? Do you want me to?
Yeah, so...
She said she really liked it, too.
Yeah, it's about a girl that's dating this guy, and they go to a baseball game, I believe.
Yes.
And he proposes, and she's, like, not here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they haven't been dating that long. She was not expecting this. And he doesn't just propose. He proposes on one of those, like, kiss cam things. So she's in front of all these people.
Nightmare.
And she says no. And so now, like, people are not cool with it.
Yeah.
But she happens to meet... I think they're brother and sister that are sitting near her, and they start chatting, and then they all go out for drinks, and I think she starts casually seeing the guy.
Yeah.
And, so it's a contemporary romance. And it sounds so adorable.
It does sound cute. And I feel like, I know Hannah, and that public display would be awkward for most girls, I would say. Definitely, if you're going to ask any girl or guy, if you're going to ask anyone to marry you, please just, kind of have a conversation beforehand.
Well, I feel like you should know the answer before you do it.
Yeah, and you should also know the setting, too.
Yeah. Like, play your audience.
Yeah. Exactly. So those are 2 contemporaries that the group has read so far.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple we're going to talk about.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. One, I'll go for this one because it was kind of both. This was your honorable mention and my pick. All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I feel like I've talked briefly about this book before. It's definitely one of... So it's a YA contemporary romance. It's also fiction. It's about Theodore Fitch and Violet Markey.
Finch, right?
Finch. What did I say? Fitch.
Just making sure you know. I'm just saying.
That's so fetch.
What I say.
What I say. That's so fetch. And basically, it's definitely a tearjerker. Yes, so be prepared.
About mental health.
Yes, mental health. So trigger warnings on suicide and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, self-harm.
Yes. But it just, I had never read something like it, and I think it just really captivated me. And they both up on this bell tower at school, and they both are thinking suicidal thoughts, and they don't know who saves who, but somehow they both come off that bell tower. And and they're both from different cliques, different worlds, but they come together to just kind of like... they pair up in a school project to discover the natural wonders of their state. And they go around, they travel, and it's just like, it's a really good book, but just be prepared to cry.
Yeah, I think, so I specifically remember deciding I was going to finish this book. So I'm sitting up in bed reading, and it's like the last 50 pages, I'm sobbing.
Yes.
And I remember I turned the last page, and Alex woke up, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine, I just need a minute." Like,
right.
This is ridiculous.
Well, it was one of those books where, like, I'm glad I didn't finish it during my lunch break at work. So definitely read it when you're home alone, because it's intense. It's a really intense book, but I think it's
also important.
Yes. Mental health is important. It's an important topic that people sometimes stigmatize and sometimes move away from because they're uncomfortable.
Overlook it.
Yes, it's very overlooked. It's something you can't see. So a lot of things you can't see or overlooked.
Just kind of forget.
Yeah, and also think,
Put to the side.
Suck it up. You can move and you can breathe and you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine, quote unquote.
Right.
I did my hand in quotation marks. So I don't know. It impacted me. I think this is the first mental health book I'd ever read. So I really felt something for it. Except for Perks of Being a Wallflower, but that's just that's my favorite book. That's the first book. That's my fave. Okay, continue.
Okay, so I also wanted to mention this is another one of those books. Read it before you see it because it's being turned into a movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
If you follow Jennifer Niven on Instagram,
she
shares stuff constantly about. Well, so I'm gonna show you. I'll leave a link to it in the show notes in the thing. But so this is the cast. They've cast Finch and
oh my
what's the girl's name? Aren't they perfect?
They're perfect. It's exactly what I was thinking.
Violet. Look, they've got their names.
Oh my
God. Note.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, like I said, go to her Instagram. She's like posting all about the movie. I don't know if we've got a date for when it comes out or anything yet, but read it.
Yes, read it before you see it. I think we're both big fans of that just because a book is so much more personal, and it's definitely in your head, so you feel it's just a different experience.
Well, I feel like I want to get my own idea of what this world is before I see someone else's idea of it.
Exactly, because I looked at that picture and I was like, yep.
So, like, even if it's different from what I pictured, I still want to have my world here.
Yeah.
and then I can kind of tweak it or,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you get to, it's very hard to watch it and then go read it. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult. Mm-hmm. Harry Potter, for example, like now when I go read it again, I picture those characters. I don't picture the characters I used to picture anymore.
Right. Alex really wants to watch Bird Box, and I'm like, I want to read the book.
You should read the book because it's okay. So, should we talk about Bird? Yep, we're gonna talk about Bird Box right now. It's not a spoiler. It's just it's very mixed reviews. I loved it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people didn't. They said that there was plot holes and stuff, and I'm like, but some thrillers have plot holes because it's being told by the characters and not the things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you can't see something, how are you supposed to explain it? That's why you never see it, because you can't see it. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I really like it. I can't wait for you to read it and then watch it. But I'm definitely going to read it.
So, yeah, he threatened to watch it without me. I was like, that's fine, but I want to read the book first. So.
Oh, my God. What was that one where you're going to videotape him? You're going to make him watch it? That's scary.
Oh, that was, I can't remember the name of it. It's the new Black Mirror
Adventure
thing.
I'd watch that.
God, I can't think of what it's called. It's got a very, strange name.
I know what you're talking about. So what's one of the books that you were going to talk about?
Okay, so I read this one earlier this year. It's called Finding Yvonne by Brandy Colbert. This is, so I don't know. I don't know if you do this with, contemporaries, but I always read them so fast. I don't know if it's because it's that, slice of life. You just want to keep reading to find out what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think so. But and I think it's also, it's so real, you feel like you're there.
So I'm pretty sure I read this one in an afternoon because I couldn't put it down. It's just so good. So it's about Yvonne. She is a teenager, and she's getting ready to graduate high school. She's been playing the violin, and she's trying to decide, what she wants to do with her life. She's been playing the violin, but, her private tutor that tutors her violin just quit, and she's not really sure if she's good enough to get into, a special college for music. And she's not even sure if that's what she wants to do.
Oh, gosh.
And
flashbacks.
So her dad is a chef, and he's not ever home. And I think her mom just left when she was young.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know if she's senior or junior, but she's right around the end of high school trying to figure out what she wants to do. And she's kind of dating this guy, but then she meets another guy who is a musician, and she starts hanging out with him, and then the worst thing happens, and she gets pregnant, and she has to decide what to do. Who is the father, but she's in high school. Is this what she wants for her life? And how does she move through this? And so it's really good. Like I said, it's one of those slice of life books that you're just it's just so good. And it's sex positive.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Oh, it sounds so good. I put it on my I'm gonna read it.
So it's
So that's another good
it's a
contemporary.
young adult contemporary.
I love that.
Kind of romancy,
but also real.
Yeah,
that stuff happens every day.
It's very real.
Yeah. So the next one I want to talk about is The Distance Between Us by Casey West, and you have read her before.
Yes. And I wasn't sure if it was Cassie or Casey.
Oh, I say Casey. I guess it could be. It could be Cassie or Casey. My bad. It's Kasie. I'm gonna spell it. Young adult contemporary romance. Someone tagged it as a realistic fiction. So basically, this 17-year-old, she lives on the outskirts of, like, I would say, like, not the outskirts, but there's, like, obviously a rich side and a middle class side. And she's on the middle class side, and her mother owns this porcelain doll shop that all these rich people come and buy. They're on like what's it called? Tourist town. So she runs like a tourist shop. And so her mom's always like harped on her about like knowing what rich people want. Like, it's all about class, I would say. Okay. So it's a very like, rich guys only want this thing from you, and they're gonna look down on you. So don't let them fool you. So this guy comes in, and he's rich, and he's buying this doll for his grandmother, and they hit it off, and then she realizes he's rich, and so now she's confused because she's like, we like all the same things, we get along, but he's rich, and I've been told not to trust anyone who's rich in this town, or that's in this tourist town. She kind of like starts to like enjoy his company, and they become friends a little bit more, and she hides it from her mom, and her mom would rather her hang out with this local rock star who's a jerk to her, but they're in the same class, like they're both middle class, and she's just very like conflicted. And then there's this twist at the end that it was so good. But what I really like about Cassie West's writing is that it's light, it's a good read, you feel good the entire time, and the twist wasn't a bad twist, it just made things more complicated, and I really liked it. So yeah, I really like this one. This is a very like easy read, contemporary. If you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to read a contemporary, I would say this is a good one. It's very quick read, light. And it's really good. I think everyone would really enjoy it. Yeah. And the cover's really cute.
All of her stuff. So we were talking about this earlier. Like, she just churns out books, and it's incredible because her books are super readable. And
they're very detailed for putting them out like that. This was very detailed. Like, the porcelain dolls, like, they were so detailed. Like, I could see what they were like, and I could see what the store was like, and I could see what she was like, and how she looked, and what her mannerisms were. So it's very detailed, but it's a very good book.
She had one called P.S. I Like
You. Yes, because I wanted to read that one. I missed that one on
it came in and out.
Great. And that's like the 2 months I took off.
Yeah, and I binged it last
I'm gonna have to read that. I'm gonna have to borrow that from you.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, so yeah, P.S. I Like You is another one too by her, and it's a contemporary romance. And
I think almost all of hers are contemporary romance.
Okay.
So just go look at her Goodreads and see. Pick one that sounds the best.
Definitely. I saw this one on Book Outlet, and it sounded so good I had to get it. And after that, I was like, yeah, I'm a fan. Definitely a fan of this. This was good. And I like twists that I don't see coming, and hers wasn't a bad twist at all, but it was still just a really good twist. And I don't know, it just made me happy.
Yeah.
It made you happy after reading it.
Adorable.
Yeah. So what's your last one? Because it's one I own, have not read yet.
I thought you had read it.
I'm so sorry.
It's We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Yes. So I can't say a lot about this one.
Why not?
It's not only is it a very short book.
Is it contemporary? What other tags is there?
Mystery.
Mystery, yeah, mystery. Okay.
And it's young adult.
Oh yeah, and the Casey West was young adult, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think all of these are young adult. Okay.
So it's a little twisty, and you don't know completely what's going on. So I can't really say a lot because I don't want to ruin anything. But so it's about these rich kids that their families. It's been a while since I read it, so sorry about the details. But I'm pretty sure their families vacation on this island in the summertime every year, and the four of them call themselves the Liars.
Ooh, okay.
And something happened the last time they were there, and the narrator, and I don't remember her name, but she's trying to remember what happened.
Is she one of the four liars?
Yeah, and she can't remember. And so the whole time you're kind of reliving that, but also in their current summer.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
So you're trying to figure out what happened, but it's really good. It's just so I loved it.
And it's a smaller book,
it's
right?
tiny, yeah.
Yeah. So
like
maybe I should read it.
This is another one that I read in an afternoon.
Okay, so maybe this is I can read two contemporaries too then, because I haven't read this. I've been wanting to, because the cover, it's like, I remember it's like ocean colors, like green and blue, and it's like kind of like when you're looking through the water at people, so their outlines are all blurred, and it looks so good.
And she, E. Lockhart, just came out with another book this year or 2018. I can't remember for sure. It's called Genuine Fraud. Is that what it's called? I believe.
Your internet's slow.
Yes, Genuine Fraud. So that one looks so good. I haven't got to read it yet, but the cover is blonde hair and scissors on the floor, like someone had just cut a bunch of hair.
Yeah.
And it's another like mystery.
Oh, it's
thriller.
contemporary, guys. So I mean, there you go. Genuine Fraud. There's another one.
Yes. I just really like her like mysterious kind of way of writing.
Yeah.
Where you're not really sure what's going on, and like you think you have it figured out, and then you find out you were so wrong.
Yeah, and you're also reliving it as well. At least for We Are Liars, it sounds like you relive it as the character does. So you only know as much as the character.
Yeah. So that is another good pick.
So romance, mystery, everything in between. all the contemporary. So as long as it's in the now, as long as it's not really past or really futuristic, and it's, in the now, then I think that's contemporary.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys decide to read. Use our hashtag on any social media.
Yes.
Jump in the Facebook group. We've got a thread going.
Hashtag OLIB 2019.
Yes.
That is our hashtag. So we can find your posts, and we can find what you guys are talking about. If you talk about the book, and like a Twitter thread, just hashtag it so we can find it.
Yeah.
And then join our group. It's request only right now, just because we want to be able to make sure we welcome everybody.
Yeah, and
into the group.
Stuff that we post in there doesn't have to be private, but at the same time, I don't want everything I post in my groups to be on my timeline on Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why we're keeping it closed for now.
And
so
I think most groups that we're a part of are closed. Yeah, we check it multiple times a day, because we're usually like doing fun things in there. Just talk about it. If you have blogs, let us know. Send them to us. We like to look at other blogs and sign up for newsletters and kind of contribute to this bookish group.
Be involved.
We like being involved. We like knowing things.
We like to do all the things.
Yeah, and like if you want to do more challenges like that, we kind of mentioned briefly our I don't know how briefly we talked about our book club.
Yes. So
it is Our Life in Books book club.
Yes. It's a quarterly book club.
Yes, quarterly book club, and we talked about it on the live stream. That's why I think we've talked about it before.
We talked about it on a show too,
but not this show, right?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
What do you mean? Not this episode.
Yeah.
Right. Correct. Oh my God. Okay.
So
it's late.
Yeah, it's late. It's quarterly box. Oh my God.
Quarterly book club.
Quarterly book club, and this the theme that we've chosen is
women-facing challenges.
Yeah, women-facing challenges, and we chose them. And maybe later on we can have people from the groups, people from our listeners choose. We just wanted to get a starting point.
Right. So what we did was pick 4 books, and we're gonna put up a poll
in the Facebook group,
and on Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, let's do Twitter too.
So do you think we should like preview the books now?
Like talk about them right now?
Yeah. We're gonna put the poll up.
Sure. Do you have it up?
I do.
Nice. Okay, you go. I'll find it.
We'll just run through them real quick, and then we will
leave the link in the description.
Yeah, because we're gonna put up a poll. So anyway.
Yep. Good thing Elizabeth's prepared, because I don't have anything open.
So our 4 picks.
Yes.
The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas.
Such a good book. Behind
Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas. And All the Rage by Courtney Summers.
Yes, and all of them sound amazing. I hope you guys have trouble deciding which one you want. Just vote for one. We're thinking we might just carry the books on through this year.
Yeah, the ones that don't get picked, maybe we'll carry them forward to the next quarter. But so the plan is we will poll this week sometime. We're going to put up the poll. We'll choose it by February, the beginning of February.
Yep.
because then Samantha and I will read the book in February and kind of get everything prepared for you guys.
Definitely.
And then obviously you can read it anytime, but then I think March is when we'll really have the discussion and talk about it.
And we're still trying to figure out the discussion. We definitely want to have a thread on the Facebook group, but I think we also want to kind of plan like maybe like a live thing in the Facebook group or a live show that we can like kind of
either
like
a live stream or a live podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Or like,
or something. I don't know.
We could do a live podcast. Yeah, both actually. We should do a live stream podcast. And just kind of like, so we can interact with you guys and everyone can have like discussions about it. We're really interested in what you guys think. I know it's so interesting to hear other people's point of views on books because we talk to each other, but then someone could seriously think of something that we didn't even think of. And it's like, okay, mind blown. Let's discuss that. So I'm really excited to do this.
I'm super excited.
Yes, and all 4 books, like I don't care what gets picked. They're all amazing.
They're all great. I've heard great things about all of them.
Yes.
So definitely get your vote in.
Get excited, and we'll try to link. Actually, just go to the Facebook group or the Twitter to look for the poll, and we'll definitely be seeing what gets picked. I'm so excited too. Okay, well, we better get going. We've got more tea to drink and books to read, and it's getting late.
So late. Oh, my God.
You can find us on all of our social medias, OurLifeInBooks_ on Instagram and Twitter. Our email is ourlifeinbooks@gmail.com, and our Facebook is Our Life in Books.
Yep.
And make sure to join the group. You can find it Our Life in Books group.
Yes.
My social media is SamanthaMcCombs.com is my blog. I have a SamanthaMcCombs.com or Instagram and a Bookstagram. That's Bookish State of Mind. My Twitter is Samantha McCombs. And that's it.
You can find me bookishconnoisseur.com. I'm Bookish Connoisseur on Instagram. And then on Twitter, I am Bookish Buff.
Because Bookish Connoisseur was too long.
It was too long.
Dang you, Twitter. All the links will be in the description. Come join us on our Facebook group. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.